In this figure, we're going to look at what's referred to as visual adaptation. And what we mean by that is the ability of the eye to adjust its sensitivity based upon the luminance, the brightness in our environment. And the issue here, and the reason this is such an important ability of our eyes, is that the full range of luminance in our environment is about a trillion-fold range. In other words, we can go all the way from no moon, essentially completely dark, all the way up to bright and sunny, way up here at the top. Right? And so if this bar on the left here represents that full trillion-fold range of luminance that we might experience, this bar, this hashed bar here, indicates the range of sensitivity of our visual system at any given moment. And as you can see, it doesn't match up with the full range, potential range of the environment. Now, at a given moment, it's unlikely that we are to experience this full range of luminance. In other words, if we're in a dark room, right, everything tends to be fairly dark, and the range of luminance in that dark room is reasonably small. And so as long as our functional range of sensitivity overlaps that range of luminance, then we're fine, right? In other words, we are capable of receiving that input that in that range of luminance, detecting it, and being able to see in some version or another. Now, when light levels are very low, we rely largely on visual photoreceptors known as rods, and that type of vision is called scotopic. We'll say more about that later, but what it's going to mean is that we end up with fairly grainy vision, in other words, low definition vision, that is largely grayscale. There's not a lot of bright colors in a dark room. Now, if we turn the lights on in that room, right about here, what's going to happen is the scene brightens, right? The range of luminance in our environment goes up dramatically within this overall potential range. But of course, our sensitivity that was functional a minute ago is no longer functional, right? And so very rapidly, we have to switch our functional range of sensitivity of our photoreceptors, of our retina. And that happens quite quickly through a variety of mechanisms. But one of the things that's going to be true is that we are now going to rely more on cones, which function better in bright light. They actually provide us much higher definition vision for reasons we'll get into later. But that type of vision is called photopic vision. And again, we're going to be this ability to sort of go back and forth in terms of the sensitivity of our retina based upon the luminance of the environment that we're exposed to.